And it sounds like because they were coming from pretty difficult backgrounds and you were a treatment parent, foster parent, you were able to handle probably more extreme cases of abuse and just troubled youth. And then you got all this training. It's impossible to encapsulate all of that into even an hour interview, but is there anything that comes out for you that's like some of the most important principles for how to be with children who are coming from a difficult situation in that first kind of, whatever month or so of just like integrating with them? Is there any principles for how to show up for these kids to serve them better?
Earn their trust. They're coming from a place where they weren't able to trust the people that they were living with, whether it be their parents or whomever. I had to earn their trust, and they would try me. They would try me to see if when they did things that they shouldn't be doing, if I would give up on them, if I would stick with them. Mm-hmm. So I really had to go through some things to prove to them that I'm going to be there with them no matter what. Sometimes, when they were run away and do things that they shouldn't be doing, I go get them. I go get them and I bring them back and I reassure them. I had to prove myself to them that I'm there for you no matter what. I'm going to stick with you through your ups, through your downs, whatever. I'm there through court, whatever they do, through the courts, through school, through everything. I'm there. I had to prove myself.
I think that's what we all want too from the people that we love and that love us, is we want to know that they'll be there for us. And yes, so many of us have these conditional relationships.
Right.
And it sounds like you gave them that unconditional love.
Yes. Not only did I recruit my neighbors and my family, I included Tibby, my daughter. That's something she said she would never do.
I did say that.
She said she would never do, and she ended up doing it. My niece, my sister, 3 of my neighbors, 3 families.
I think it was a kind of a contagious thing. After you begin to see the change in some of these young people's lives, when you see kids that come in who have such tragedy attached to them and such trauma attached to them in a manner that it looks like those atrocities can't be removed from their life, and then you actually see change. And I watched those kids come into my mother's home, and they were broken vessels, literally, not trusting, stealing and doing things in the house to sabotage themselves, which was a setup to see if she would stop loving them, if she would give up on them. And they figured if their own families gave up on them, then certainly this person, this stranger that I'm living in the house with, will give up on me too. But they saw that she didn't. And once they came to grips that she wasn't going to throw them away, you begin to see the process of change occur because they trust. They're able to confide. They're able to talk to you. And when that trust relationship began to develop, I think that things turned around. And when we saw changing kids who came in the door, kicking and screaming, stealing food out of the house, breaking in, stealing jewelry, different things, and you see those kids transform and they end up graduating from school, and these
first
kids
in their families
to graduate, and you see behaviors turn around. You see us doing grants so they can go to college and those different kind of things. Then we knew the thing that she was doing, we saw that it worked. And so yes, I did become a fast foster parent. My aunt as well, my cousin as well. They just kind of jumped on the bandwagon, and before we knew it, we had a support system for her. Because my household, my aunt's household, my cousin. And so we began a network of supporting each other. Wow. And at one point in time, we had like almost 20 kids in between those 4 households that we networked and supported together as a unit.
And we all took teenagers, the ones that nobody else wanted. We took those teenagers. People like to take the young kids, because they're easier to work with. Teenagers are difficult sometimes. And that was what our focus was on, helping those kids that nobody else wanted.